Cakebread. I welcome you. I'm James Howard, Senior Educator here for the Cakebread Cellars. Was winemaker for a few years, and I produced one of the top Pinots in Oregon. So I try to bring you from a different way, not as much history about Napa Valley, but more about getting you into the vineyards, into the winemaking side, teaching a little bit, let you ask all the questions you want. And when we finish, we'll go up and have a gorgeous tasting, and I'll kind of take you through my little ritual of how I taste wines, because when you leave here, one thing I want you to do is pick out your own specific way of the way you taste a wine. So from here on throughout your life, I want you to take that little way of tasting and try each wine in that same distinct way, and that way you're going to build all those scents and flavors in your mind, and you'll be able to recall them back at a later date, and it gives you all that data bank for really learning all there is about wine. All right, so let's come right this way. So we started in 1973 with 22.5 acres here at Cakebread Cellars. So this is Jack and Dolores Cakebread, i.e. Cakebread Cellars. Actually, Cakebread is a small loaf of English bread. That's where their name came from. But Jack, a talented photographer, he actually trained under Ansel Adams. Him and Ansel, and you may have heard of George O'Keeffe of Weston. They used to go out and shoot from Half Dome all the way down the coast. And he was here shooting for a book on Napa Valley small wineries in '73. And just decided to throw out, if you ever decide to sell this property, this was his mother's best friend's property, 23.5 acres at that time. If you ever decide to sell this property, give me a call. Well, before he could get back to his home and his garage, he owned a Cakebread garage in the Oakland Hills, they had already shot him a telephone call and said, come back, we want to talk to you. So we sat down at the table and they said, if you allow us to live here as long as you want, as long as we want, that we will allow you to purchase property. And he said, well, I have a problem. I only have $2,500 to put down in the property from one of my royalties off my last photography assignment. And they said, okay, let's make it happen. So with $2,500 down, we started Cakebread Cellars. Now, off of Dolores' love for cooking was born our culinary center. We have two world-class chefs, Brian Streeter, who is our director of our culinary side, and Thomas Sixsmith. And this is the Sudovit's home, the prior owners, where they lived until '85, and then was born our culinary center. We give cooking classes and wine and food pairings, and bring in many VIPs to do special lunches and dinners, and many corporate. And you could see Thomas Sixsmith and Brian Streeter hard at work creating some of those great appetizers and lunches and dinners. And right now they're formulating some great recipes for our American Harvest Festival and next year's new cookbook. It'll be our 25th anniversary. And so they're creating many of those recipes that are going to be in that cookbook. So if you ever get a chance, stop by. We have small cooking classes along with 12 to 15 people. You'll actually be shoulder to shoulder with two incredible chefs. And when you come away, when your lunch is created, it really looks like a professional chef has created it. It really gives you a good sense to what they're after. Some of our venues for clubs. We also do grilling classes. We have 4 distinct styles of barbecuing, Italian pizza oven, in addition to our organic garden, we also have small venues with herb gardens and blueberries and anything else you could think of. Small little herb garden right here. Beautiful rosemary. It grows like weeds here.